want to know how you know that what happens in the preseason games means literally nothing to making the roster in the WNBA? You want to know how you know that it means literally nothing? Is when one of your best players off the bench doesn't make your roster. And you sit here and you ask yourself, why, how, what, huh? How could that be? And I said it when she got signed and got an opportunity. I said Deja Kelly would not make the roster for the Las Vegas Aces. And it won't be because she's not good enough. It's not because she can't play. It's because the reality is that she's a 5'8" shooting guard who can't shoot. It's just that simple. And two preseason games does not change what you saw from her for 5 years playing college basketball. It just doesn't change that. And we'll talk about that on this video. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. We talk facts over feelings. My name is Rudy Rodriguez Chomont, and I am your host. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on what I have to say. Appreciate y'all continuing to support this channel. It's greatly. I'm privileged that you guys continue to rock with me and follow and watch the videos and show up on the lives. And I'm truly grateful for that. So the Las Vegas Aces made some decisions today, and they made the decision to cut Deja Kelly, leaving them with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they got 13 players on their roster. Cheyenne Parker Tice is pregnant, so she is probably not counting, I guess, in that regard. But they made a decision to cut Deja Kelly. And after their two preseason games, you look at them and you're saying, shoot, if you hadn't seen Deja Kelly play in college, you would say, damn, the girl can play. And you got to remember, she was playing largely against backups, third stringers, a lot of players who probably didn't make their rosters either. So you got to take that into consideration before you lose your mind and say, oh my God, she played so well, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, she played well. Good. Good for her. She played well. But the WNBA is built differently. The WNBA, these teams, these franchises make decisions based on stuff that's just like go look. By the time we see how many players have been cut and how many draft picks have been cut, I'm gonna do a video on that once we get the final numbers because I want to see how many draft picks don't make a roster this year. I mean, heck, we've seen players drafted in the second round that have been cut already. I mean, multiple players in the second round who have already been cut. So, and this is not even including, you know, Cheyenne Sellers who got cut now twice. Been cut twice. Shit. Um, you look at the fact that Serena Sandell got cut by Seattle. You know, you look at Madison Scott, who was drafted with what the 13th or 14th pick in the draft, cut, or 15th pick, she was cut. Um, Pretty sure that was what she was picked. She was picked with the 14th overall pick, cut. I didn't understand the pick when they made it because they're just at a glut at guard. It didn't make a lot of sense when they drafted her. But there you go, another player cut. So they cut, like, this league cuts draft picks like crazy, and there's a reason why you don't see great improvement in talent because they keep cutting the young talent who needs to usher the old farts out of the league so that we can develop new players that people might actually find interesting to watch. Like, that's how you lift up your league. You know what I mean? So Deja Kelly gets cut after she puts up two really good games. Like I said, they were against largely backups because that's who you're playing. But you can go look at what she did, and it's one of those things where you say, what was the point then? Why'd you pick her up? Why did you sign her? I ask myself these questions on decisions that are made by these teams, and I'm asking myself, why did you sign this player? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It doesn't. So, for example, she had in her first game, she played 7 minutes. She was 4 of 5. She had 9 points, 1 assist, and 1 for 1 from three. And then in the next game, at the same time, a player by the name of Kirsten Bell had 0 points, took 0 shots, had 3 rebounds and an assist in 10 minutes. And in the next game, because that's the one player you can really have the conversation about, the next game, she hits a game winning shot. She plays 13 minutes, goes 5 of 7, 15 points, 2 assists, 4 for 4 from three, 1 of 2 from three. And she has the game winner against the Phoenix Mercury. In that same game, Kirsten Bell plays 12 minutes, 0 for 2, 2 assists, 1 steal, 0 points. And yet Kirsten Bell makes the team and Deja Kelly gets cut. Now, I have my opinion on this and I have my thoughts on this. Deja Kelly, for starters, and you could sit here and you could say that doesn't matter. It absolutely does matter. Deja Kelly's attractive. Deja Kelly's a hottie. Like, let's be real. She's very attractive. That goes in her favor. I think that's largely why she got picked up, personally. I'm being blunt about it. I think that's why the the Aces actually picked her up as an undrafted free agent when there are so many other players that are out there that maybe would have fit them better. So what I mean by fitting them better is she's a 5'8" two guard. And people don't want to accept that she's a 5'8" two guard and who largely can't shoot from the perimeter. She's a volume player. If you're a volume player in college and you're not the player who's going to be the volume player playing professionally, how are you going to adjust? So the question is, they cut Harmony Turner before they even cut Deja Kelly. That tells you how impressed they probably were with Deja Kelly in camp, not just in those preseason games, but largely in camp, that they kept her this long. That said, I'm reading things where, oh, they had to keep Kirsten Bell because she was on a guaranteed contract. Yeah, you want to know why that shit was guaranteed? Because the Las Vegas Aces were dumb enough to exercise a club option to pay a scrub $85,000 a year. Yeah, a scrub. Kirsten Bell can't play. Bluntly, she can't play. And it just shows the lack of decision making when you don't have a general manager. Who the hell is making decisions to exercise a club option on a player like Kirsten Bell, who barely played last year, and in her 2 years before that averaged like 2.5 points a game? She's a bench warmer. It doesn't make a lot of sense to have exercised a club option when you could have gotten a rookie contract player for $60,000 in Deja Kelly. Like, why did they even exercise that club option to begin with? And when I'm looking at their salary cap situation, it doesn't look like they have a cap issue, which is why I don't get why they wouldn't have just simply cut Kirsten Bell and eaten that loss, whereas you sign Deja Kelly and you're still under the cap. Like, I'm looking at this sheet here on Sports Track, and it says the cap is 1.507 million. Now, it says it's 1.507 million. They have allocated 1.289 million, 735,000, and yet they got players with, I don't know what these crossouts are, with Cheyenne Parker, Elizabeth Kitley, Aaliyah Nye, and Crystal Bradford. Now, again, I'm not completely sure what I'm reading because it's not exactly clear, to be honest. But they look to have cap space from what I'm looking at. So why would you have exercised the club option on Kirsten Bell for $84,543? Why would you do that? But at the same time, if these other players aren't hitting your cap, and I'm not sure they are or not, I can't. I mean, it's hard to tell. Because you look at 78, 69. If it does, then yeah, then they're busting over the cap. But if it's not, why wouldn't you cut Kirsten Bell or trade Kirsten Bell for a pick, like a pick for later on? Because that's what she's barely worth that. You trade her for a pick in the third round in 3 years. Go look at what Kirsten Bell's done. She's done nothing. You kept that over Deja Kelly because you made a mistake. You made a mistake. But this is what the WNBA does, and that's why it's so hard for people to take this shit seriously because they don't keep players that actually, I don't know, play well in camp. Like that's the whole purpose of this is that you play well in camp. If you played well in the preseason and played well in camp, obviously I know as I've said the camp life is short in the WNBA. But she was I mean, I hate to say it, but she was one of their better players in the preseason. She was one of their better players. And yet they decide after all that shit, we're going to cut her. Heck, I'm looking at Tiffany Mitchell. Tiffany Mitchell has an unprotected. I'm not sure if she's a guaranteed contract. I can't. None of this shit is really clear. I'm being real with you. I'm reading all this crap, and none of this stuff is ultra clear on these websites. And the contract situation for WNBA is weird. It's different. She has a salary for $101,000. Imagine they paid Tiffany Mitchell $101,000. I mean, I just want y'all to know what Tiffany Mitchell just got paid $101,000. A 9-year vet, Tiffany Mitchell, career 7 points per game. I'm sorry, is that career or is that the season? Season career 8.8 points per game. She's 5'9". She's literally the same size as Deja Kelly for the most part. 5'8", 5'9". She can't shoot. She's at 38% from the field, 27% from three. She can't shoot. I mean, is she a point guard? Is she not a point guard? Career under two assists a game. The last few years, I mean, last year she played 29 games. I'm sorry, last year she played 24 games. Year before she played 33, 34, 28, 19, 33, 30. She played for Indiana for a number of years while they were awful. She had some decent years in that stretch, but she's at the last leg of her career. You sign that over potentially keeping a rookie that could, I don't know, benefit you. Tiffany Mitchell's barely going to play. Being real, she's barely going to play. I don't expect her to get any kind of like major minutes. She played 14 minutes. Not very good. Not better than she wasn't better than what the hell Deja Kelly did. I can assure you of that. And that's that's an issue that exists within the WNBA. You're cutting players that probably should make the team based on performance in camp. Now, I understand that you got plenty of video and film, and I agree. There's plenty of video and film to show what she can and she can't do. And you're not going to use 2 games as an outlier. But Kirsten Bell makes it real hard to take this shit seriously. You know what I mean? But y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. What do you think of stuff like this? When you see a player who performed in camp, who was clearly better than another player, and gets cut while the other player gets held on to because they're in some type of nonsensical contract that keeps them there, but at the same time, they actually exercise a club option for a scrub. I don't get it. Maybe you get it. You let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. This is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Come on now.